welcome to my channel. Make sure to hit the like button if you enjoy and subscribe. And you know what comes next. United States of Smash! The bell icon to be notified when I post a new video. So yeah, make sure you're all comfy, you got your headphones on, and let's let the intro take it away. Go on ahead. Thank you very much, intro. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to What If Deku Had a Forest Guardian, Part 1. Sorry it's taken me so long to post a What If. I had been gone off of vacation, and then, sadly, around the last few days of my vacation, I accidentally drowned my phone, and I'm not kidding, this is not an excuse, this is completely real, so I had to wait to get a new phone. And yeah, I just haven't been trying to make what ifs lately. I've been trying to give myself a break after that posting spree I had. So yeah, now I am back to recording annually. I'm gonna try and get 7 videos done for this week, but no promises. But again, sorry for not posting. So I hope these few videos make up for it. And guys, I'm going to be streaming on my Twitch. Link will be in the description. I will be playing Resident Evil Village over on Twitch. I won't be posting it to YouTube because the first episode did not want to record. So, yeah, if you want to see me play that with a face cam, make sure to go over and check out check out my channel over there. So, go to the link in the description and follow my Twitch, and yeah, I will be live tomorrow, and I hope to see you there. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into the video, shall we? So, everything would be normal up until Deku's 4th birthday. So, Deku would have already gotten the news that he was quirkless and, well, to give up on being a hero. But Deku, in this reality, he wouldn't be nearly as persuaded away from being a hero. He still wants to be a hero, and he didn't cry about it. He actually put on a smile. He didn't cry at all about it. He was sad, but he didn't cry about it. He tried to keep his hopes up. That way he could keep striding for the future. So, his mom, or Inko, would be, well, she'd be a lot sadder about it than Deku was, because she felt that she had destroyed his future by not transferring her quirk to him. Well, you know, how genes work and all. So she blamed herself. So she wanted to make sure that Deku had a good birthday. So she decided to throw his birthday party at the park, or at a very fancy park. Basically, it has all these different types of playsets. It's just a really expensive park to get into. Kind of like a water park, except it's kind of a mix of both. So, they'd be walking through the richer part of Japan in order to get there. And Deku would glance over at the Todoroki building. And Deku would see a kid being pulled into a room against his will. Deku would quickly ask his mom, whose house is that? And why is that kid being pulled away? As Inko would say, well, that is Pro Hero Endeavor's house. And no one really talks about that hero. And I'm sure he's just disciplining his child for something he did. But Deku wouldn't believe any of that. So, Deku, during the entire party, couldn't stop thinking about the child that was being pulled away. And he knew he had to save him. He had to get him out of that place. Because he could tell by the look in that child's eyes that he isn't happy. He wants to get away from his dad. So, later that night, after his mom had went to bed, he would sneak out of the house and would head towards Endeavor's house. Deku would be able to sneak past all of the security, seeing how he is, like, a little child. Not even 5 years old. Literally 4. He'd be able to sneak past all of the security and would get to the boy's room, or the room that he saw Endeavor pulling the child into. Deku would open the door and would see a young child around his age, or a little bit older than him, crying in a corner. Deku would quickly run up to him and ask if he's okay, as the young boy would get very frightened and would climb up to a corner. Or not climb up, but would crawl over to a corner, telling him not to hurt him. As Deku would ask, "Why are you so scared?" As the young boy would say, "My dad's been training me really hard recently. All I want to do is make him proud, but he just keeps pushing me. I can't take it." As Deku would say, it's alright. What's your name?" As the young boy would say, Kigo Todoroki. As Deku would say, "My name is Izuku Midoriya. It's nice to meet you," as he'd put his hand out to shake. As they would shake, and Endeavor would walk into the room as he would say, "Alright, Kiego, time to start training." As he would see Deku in there and would quickly call security in, as he would punch Deku to the ground and say, "What are you doing in my masterpiece's room? The likes of you shouldn't even be near him." As he would grab Kiego's arm and throw him out of the room, as he would just start beating Deku up. Inko would wake up and would start searching for Deku, until Endeavor would return him back to his house and would leave him on the front doorstep until morning. Inko would open the door to find Deku bloodied and bruised. As she would ask who did this to him, as he would say, "Oh, I sleepwalked out of my window." As Inko would say, "What? You don't have a window, Izuku?" As Deku would say, "I sleepwalked out of your window?" So, for the next 2 years, Deku and Kiego would be meeting up and playing at the playground. And Deku and Kiego had become best friends, until one day, Kiego had completely disappeared. He had no clue where he had went, and Deku would spend days trying to find him. And do know this entire time, Inko didn't know who Kiego was. She had never met him. So, Deku would eventually give up his searches, as he knew he wouldn't be able to find him. So, one day, Deku and his mother, so Deku right now is probably about 6, I'd say. Yeah, 6. So, Deku and his mother would go out to the nearby park to have a picnic. And this isn't like a normal park, it's like a forest area. So they would go deep into the forest and would find a good plot of land to have their picnic. So Deku would be setting up as he would see a young boy screaming, or what looked like he was screaming. He was too far away to tell. Deku would notice key characteristics about the child. He had black hair and wore a black shirt, as Deku would remember what Kiego used to wear all the time. As Deku would scream, "Kiego!" as he would start running towards Kiego. Deku would get to about 10 feet of Kiego as his screams got louder. Deku would get close enough to Kiego where he would ask him, "What are you doing out here, Kiego?" But Kiego couldn't hear him over his screaming, as Kiego would let off a burst of fire, imploding the entire forest into flames. Blue flames, to be exact. The blast would end up sending Deku flying into a tree, as Deku would be fading in and out of consciousness, as he would look towards where his mother last was, as he would see her on the ground, burning to death. Deku would start calling out for his mom in a very muffled tone, as he would try to reach for her, as she looked so close. He could almost feel her, but in reality, she was almost 50 feet away from him. Deku would then look back towards his feet, as the last thing he would see is his foot being caught on fire, as everything would turn black. As Deku would start screaming, "Help! Help! Someone please help my mom!" But all he could hear was himself. It's just pitch black, as he would feel a tingling sensation on his foot, as he would look down to see the fire slowly spreading up his leg. Deku couldn't feel it, though. The pain was muffled. All he could feel was the numbness in his foot, as it was slowly being burned to ash. He would remember what his mom looked like before he passed out. She was charred and burnt. He couldn't even tell if she was alive anymore. As Deku would fall to his knees, as the fire would spread to his other leg, he could feel it spreading up to his knees, and it would keep going. Deku knew that he was going to die here and now. As Deku would open his eyes for one last time, and would see a blue dot flying towards him. Deku would wonder if that's his guardian angel, coming to say its final farewell to me. As the blue dot would start speaking, "Do you want me to save your mother? And you?" As Deku couldn't quite tell what it was saying, as it was speaking in an entirely new language, one that he didn't even know existed. As it would almost change its language to be able to match with Deku's, as it would ask again, "Do you want me to save you and your mother?" As Deku would realize what it said, and would scream, "Please help her!" As now he could feel the pain coursing up his legs, as he'd start screaming, as all of a sudden the pain would go away. He had felt it for a split second. It was agonizing, but now it's gone. Was this the sweet embrace of death that he had been longing for? As Deku would wake up and find himself in a very beautiful land, as he would ask himself, "Am I in heaven? Where's my mom?" As he would look around and see nothing. It was just a meadow full of flowers and trees. He would start walking in a direction that he just felt like he was being pulled to, as he would find a golem-like creature sitting there, almost offline. he would walk up to it and start touching it. It wouldn't react at all. As Deku would start crawling all over it, as he was confused about it. He didn't know what it was, and he just thought it'd be fun to crawl on. So he would get up on its head and would stand up and would realize how high up he is, as he would wonder how big the golem is. As all of a sudden, all of its cracks and crevices would start glowing, as Deku would quickly jump off of it, hurting his leg. As the golem would stand up and turn around, as it would kneel down to Deku and grab some of the dirt, and would start rubbing his leg, as a light would come out of its hand, as Deku would feel the pain go away and would realize it was completely healed. As the golem, or what was in the middle of its chest, would start speaking, as it would say, "How are you, Izuku Midoriya?" As Deku would become really frightened, as he would ask, Who are you?" As the guardian, or the golem, would say, "You do not need to know my name, but only my backstory, or where I come from, because you have made an agreement with me that will last until your death. You signed your soul off for that I protect you and your mother. So now I will protect you all the way up until death." As Deku would ask, "When did I make this agreement?" As she would almost replay Deku's own words, as he would say, "Please help my mom!" As she would constantly replay that, as she would say, "This is how our arrangement was made." You passed out afterwards, so I filled in the rest. As Deku would ask, "So what are you?" As the golem would start pointing to all around him, as she would say, "I am the protector of all that which you see. I am one of the 3 elemental guardians, the forest guardian, or the earth guardian, as you may like to call it. And then the other 2 are the water guardian, the protector of the seas and lakes, and the fire guardian. The fire guardian is what I would like to say the strongest out of the 3 of us. He is made completely of rage, magma, and fire. He is able to burn down anything and everything. But he has been dormant for who knows how long. Probably since the Great War we had. That is how we were born." As Deku would point to the thing in the middle of the golem's chest, as he would ask, "Is that you?" As he would go to try and grab it, and then he would feel a shock pushing his arm away, as the golem would say, "Please do not touch there. And yes, that is me." As Deku would say, "So where's my mom? You said you would protect her." As the golem would say, "Yes, I am." As a bed of flowers would appear, as Deku would quickly run up to it and see his mom, who was in very labored breathing. As Deku would scream, "I thought you said you would help her!" As the golem would say, "I did. I am helping her. Her burns were just so severe, it's probably going to take a long time for me to be able to fully heal her." As Deku would start sobbing over her bed, as the golem would grab some dirt and would rub it over Inko's wounds, as the wounds would start healing very slowly. As Deku would ask, "So now what?" As the golem, or the forest guardian, would say, "Well, now I will protect you and heal your mom. Once she is healed, I will bring her back into your world. But for now, you are allowed in this world whenever you sleep. I would recommend you train, as your days to enter the Hero Academy are becoming quite thinned. You only have probably around 7 years left, so I would recommend you begin training now." As Deku would wake up and would find himself back in his house, as Deku would rub his head and ask himself, "Was that a dream?" As he would quickly run to his mom's room and she wasn't there. He would run all over the house and couldn't find her, until he would hear the golem's voice say, "Like I said, I will be taking care of her." As Deku would realize it wasn't a dream. All of that was real. And for the next 7 years, Deku would be training in that pocket dimension while his body was asleep. And over the years, Deku's body had become mutated from all the time spent with the Forest Guardian. So, Deku one day would be practicing the golem's healing methods when all of a sudden he would create a rock pillar. As the Forest Guardian would become very happy, as she would run, or slowly walk over to Deku. Well, actually, yeah, the golem, I wouldn't say the golem's that big where it can't run. So it would, jog over to Deku as it would give him a half five. As she would say, "That is impressive. I've never seen a human host with such ability. This is intriguing." As she would say, "You are the first human host I've ever had to be able to mutate like this and form this unique ability to be able to control the earth, just like I can. Oh, I will have to study this more." As Deku would be able to basically earthbend. He basically has all the same abilities as earthbending. So, Deku would then enter into the UA exam. As now, I'm pretty sure he is about 14? No, he is about 15 right now. Hold on, I gotta do the math. Alright, I just did the math. I did not do the correct time. So he has actually been training for 8 years. So yeah. In the next episode, Deku will be doing the UA exam. So I hope you guys enjoyed. And make sure to go check out my Twitch. Link in the description. And yeah, peace out, guys.